Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, and we're back in Namai village in Yansha in Doma, where I wanted to start this quest line here. Courage the Cowardly Lupin. I do not recall having seen you before. Would you happen to be a traveler? If so, may I request some of your time? Have you heard of a Lupin? They're a race that appear to be half man, half wolf, and are known for their skill in combat. They long have served the king of Doma. However, when Doma fell to the Empire, many of them were conscripted into the Imperial Army. Those who refused were forced to live out their lives as bandits. There's one family of Lupin that have called Namai their home for many a generation. They have acted as the village's protectors on countless occasions. We could not have survived without their aid. Their current oldest son had been the family's backbone up until he too was forced to enlist. Only the mother and her younger son remain now. The whole village expected the younger to pick up where his brother left off. Sadly, he turned out to be one of the weakest Lupin I have ever seen. He has been unable to help the village in any way, much less protect it. The ferocious appetite his kind possessed was looked upon kindly back when they kept the village safe. But people are not so understanding when the Lupin give nothing in return. Even so, considering he spends most of his time looking after his sickly mother, I do not believe he's deserving of a village's ire. Assuming we are not just passing through, would you be willing to help the young Lupin? The boy I would have you help is named Kurobana. He lives up on that hill to the west. Yeah? Do you have business with me? Ah, the old man put you up to this. He enjoys meddling in the affairs of others. It is as he says, I'm not much of a fighter. My bite is as soft as a mogul's. Of course, I would love to protect the villagers like my brother, but there's a reason he's conscribed and not I. The only thing I'm good at is gathering herbs for my mother. I spend the rest of my time trying not to get in the way of the other villagers. Anyway, if you have no further business with me, I must head off to grind some herbs to make mother's medicine. I mean, he can gather herbs and obviously make medicine. Village alchemist gatherer? I have no idea why you're so interested in me, but fine. I shall do battle with one of the nearby beasts if that will satisfy you. That's not to say I will prove Fukudo wrong. I'm merely doing this to show that you should not have expected aught of me. Thank you for intervening. I do hope you've seen enough now to accept that Fukudo was right. I'm not and never will be a warrior. Hakuro is my brother in name only. Now please, leave me be. Tell Fukudo that you helped me and I once again proved to be hopeless. I caught a glimpse of Kurobana heading off somewhere with a spear a while ago. Tell me, how did he fare? Hopeless as ever, you say. Hakuro was such a fine warrior. I cannot believe Kurobana does not possess the same potential. There must be some way we can help him, surely. Have him try something besides fighting? I had not thought of that before, but it is quite an idea. It seems my mind has grown slow in my old age. Not all Lupin are born fighters. Let us find Kurobana and see if there's not something else he's skilled at. I apologize for stopping you on your journey, but if you have a time to help, please let me know. Sure, I take time for you. I see you have chosen to stay and help. You have my thanks. I believe Kurobana may best be suited to work that involves heavy lifting. As you are doubtless aware, the village's economy is entirely supported by rice farming. All harvested rice is stuffed into straw bags and carried to the nearby storehouse. While Kurobana may not be a fighter, he's still a Lupin, and as such possesses strength greater than most men. I imagine he could put this to use by transporting rice. I will inform the storehouse manager, Shirojishi, of the situation. Could you discuss this with Kurobana for me? I'm sure your word would carry more weight with him than mine would. Why should my word carry any weight? Any weight at all? I see you have not yet left, Namai. I hope you have not come to ask me to fight again. Fukuda wants me to try carrying rice. There he goes again, meddling in the affairs of others. That said, if it will help the village, then I can hardly refuse. I shall go and talk to Shirojishi. It seems Fukuda has already talked to Shirojishi. Honestly, once he has a plan, he wastes no time in putting it into action. Kurobana, good to see you. My thanks for your help as well, adventurer. Fukuda has already told me all I need to know. Let us start by having you carry this sack right here. It's a bit on the heavy side, but do you think you can handle it? Do not worry, Shirojishi. I may not be much of a warrior, but I'm confident in my strength. Oof. Ah! Whatever you do, do not drop it! Off towards the village storehouse with spring in his step. I do hope he's up to the task. I've seen many men struggle to complete their first journey to the storehouse. Pray do me a favor, if he struggles along the way, give him some encouragement on my behalf. It may seem like a test of strength, but carrying rice is ultimately a mental battle. Whew. Whew. Okay, where is he? Where's Kurobana? I did not expect the rice would be quite so heavy. Psych up, Kurobana. Thank you. I really wonder if there's no better way rice could be transported. I have had to check multiple times if it was straw, not a knife that was cutting into my shoulder. But thanks to your encouragement, I think I may just be able to make it to the storehouse. Ugh. Summoning the last of his strength, Kurobana once again set off in the direction of the village storehouse. It took every fiber of my being, but I did it. Who knew this would be so tiring work? Good work, Kurobana. As you may have noticed, transporting-wise is not quite as easy as it looks, but given time I'm sure you too will become quite good at it. Now, you have had ample time to rest. Make another 3 trips to and from the storehouse and your work will be done for the day. 3 trips? I thought that was it. Sorry, I do not think I'm suited for this after all. If that is how he responds to the slightest hardship, then I do not think we will have any use for him. Pray tell Fukuda as much. How could anyone carry so much rice in one day? Serenia, I just caught Kurobana trying to abandon his duties. It seems he was able to carry 1 sack of rice, but shirked from the idea of carrying 3 more. Admittedly, he's not wrong to think it grueling work. I too struggled to carry even my first load of rice. However, if you continue like this, the whole village will think you're a weak-willed coward. I'm sorry, Fukudo. You have my word that I will not give up like this again. Perhaps next time we should have you try a job that does not require great strength. I've come to the conclusion that Kurobana might be best suited to plucking weeds from the paddy fields. Our village name is actually a local term for the arrowhead, an aquatic plant that infests paddy fields if not kept under control. It is precisely why removing weeds is such an important part of rice farming. I do hope you are up to this task, Kurobana. If you fail this time, do not expect to have another chance to prove yourself. I trust you understand the importance of this task. Do not worry, Fukudo. Weed plucking actually sounds quite nice. I have always enjoyed little odd jobs like that. I recall Hayabusa mentioning he was looking for help tending to his paddy fields. Ask if he will allow you to remove the weeds from his paddies. Serenia, please accompany him and make sure he does as I have asked. Sure. You must be the adventurer I've heard so much about. And Kurobana, nice to see you as well. Is there something you'd ask of me? How kind of you to offer. You can never be too careful with those pesky arrowheads. Be sure to take care not to trample any of the rice plants when you are removing the weeds. Why don't you help Kurobana with the work, adventurer? Not many travelers have a chance to experience such a core part of life in Namai. You grasp a weed stem before pulling, right? Precisely. Do not simply remove the top of the weed, you must remove the roots as well. Well, there's nothing more for me to tell you both. Please work the paddies on top of this hill for me. Come on. Kurobana, I think this may be the job for me, Serenia. Just watch, these paddies will be free of weeds by the time I'm done. Finished already. Fine work indeed. I see you made sure to remove the entire weed, including its roots. I also had Hayabusa check my work, and it seems like I finally found a job I can do. However, something did bother me a bit while I was working. It could be my imagination, but do these paddies not smell a little odd? Odd? Is your nose quite alright? I tend these fields daily and have never smelled anything strange. Honestly, I cannot fathom how you think it's acceptable to criticize my paddies when I have allowed you to work them. Do you make fun of people's children when you are a guest in their homes? Or are you merely mourning because you have to engage in hard labor? Frankly, it matters not. Be gone with you. I'm sorry, I did not mean it as an insult. Thank you for all you have taught me, Hayabusa. I will leave you at once. Come along, Serenia. Let us go speak with Fukudo. Tell me, have we at last found the right job for you? Well, yes and no. So you're telling me that while the job went well, you managed to accidentally offend Hayabusa with a careless remark? Would you care to explain why you could not just keep quiet? It was not my intention to upset him. I was simply surprised by the smell of the paddy fields. Never mind that. Hayabusa is a reasonable gentleman. I'm sure he only reacted how he did because of how much effort he puts into his work. I will go and speak with him myself. I still cannot forget the smell of those paddies. Something is definitely not right with them. I struggle to put into words exactly what was wrong with the odor. I just know it was not normal. We Lupin have a heightened sense of smell. This is most likely why Hayabusa himself has not noticed anything odd. Sitting here doing nothing is likely to send me mad. Serenia, would you help me look into the source of the stench? Looking into that smell is fine, but take care not to anger Hayabusa any further. Do not worry, Fukudo. I promise you, I will not cause any more trouble. First, I would like to visit some normal paddy fields, just to confirm I'm not imagining things. Meet me by the ones to the west. These? Or these? These. These up here. As expected, the paddies here smell only smell of, well, rice. Which leads me to think something is not quite right with Hayabusa's fields. Let us revisit the paddies we plucked weeds from. Okay. It is as I thought. These fields have a markedly different scent than those we just visited. Is the water to blame? Wait, I just heard a noise from nearby. I think it came from the reservoir. Quickly. Let us check if everything is alright. foot, you would go from down there around. This way and what is that foul creature? I have never seen such a beast before. Serenia, please keep the village safe from harm. I've known you were powerful, but you might be even stronger than Hakuro. You have my thanks for slaying the beast. My days, that stench is quite something. It is the same one given off by the Hayabusa's patties, only much, much more foul. It would seem that the creature is indeed the source. As to how it found its way to the reservoir, one can only guess. Perhaps it lost sight of its pack and came here seeking sustenance. The proximity of Hayabusa's fields to the reservoir is most likely why his were the only ones affected. It should be fine as long as it replaces the water. Any recently harvested rice may need to be thrown away though. Perhaps I should also check the rice in the storehouse just to be safe. But first let us speak with Fukudo. He will know how best to proceed. Back so soon? I just finished explaining things to Hayabusa. There's something you both need to hear. Serenia and I found the source of the odor that was coming from Hayabusa's paddies. It was a creature that had made the reservoir its home. A creature, you say? When Serenia slayed the beast, it released the most foul stench into the air. I really think you should replace the water in your fields. To think there had been a monster lurking nearby the whole time. Kurobana, my sincerest apologies for losing my temper with you earlier. I was foolish to ever believe for a second that gossip about you was true. You are a fine lad. I thank you for all you have done. I'm just glad I was able to be of service to Namai. Things could have been much more serious if the beast gone unnoticed any longer. That reminds me, would you mind if I smelled the rice in the storehouse? I'm worried it may have been contaminated. By all means, I doubt my own nose would be up to the task after all. Actually, Kurobana, do you think you would be up to examining my fields on a more regular basis? If you were to learn the smells of the various diseases which affect rice, you would doubtless notice any infection earlier than any of us could. You mean to say I could continue to aid the village? I have never had anyone rely on me before, never mind the whole village. It is somewhat daunting, but I would love to help. My apologies for eavesdropping, but... Would you mind having a look at my paddy fields as well? Agate, you would truly trust me? Are you certain? Why, of course. Do not worry, I will pay you for any work you do. I would gladly do it for free. I never dared dream that a day when I would be of use to the village would actually come. I owe the fact that it has to you, Fukudo, and you, Serenia. Thank you so much. Okay. Strangely enough, that was a plus quest. I guess we continue there then. But I think not this episode. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. In previous episodes we helped Kurobana here and to find his place in the village. Also we helped Gorin become a merchant, so apparently these two will now meet. Serenia, how goes your journey? I've been keeping myself busy plucking weeds and checking people's paddies. Slowly but surely I feel like the villagers are beginning to warm to me. However, there's one issue that has been worrying me of late. What to do if another beast appears seeking to harm our way of life? We can hardly continue relying on your aid. There are few in the village that have experience fighting, but even they cannot do much without proper weapons. There's a limit to how effective farming tools can be in battle. A Namazu that sells imperial weapons. That could be worth investigating. Would you be so kind as to introduce us? I shall bring Hayabusa along as well. You said the Namazu lives in Yuzuka Manor, yes? We will meet you there. Hey Gyo, an old friend. I'd like to introduce you to someone. Why, Serenia? To what do I owe the pleasure? I'm most definitely still in possession of the weapons, yes. I put them in storage as no one seems even slightly interested in purchasing them. I tried selling them in Doma, but my efforts were met with great displeasure. They said my actions insulted their honor as they never wanted to see imperial weapons again. Even Gyofu has attested to the quality of the weaponry. No, I do not know why I struggle to sell them. I heard rumors of this place, but I never imagined there were so many Namazu living here. Welcome, valued guests. Could I interest you in any of my wares? We are searching for a Namazu selling imperial weapons. Well, you're in luck, for that is me. I shall bring the goods to you right this moment. And of course it starts raining right now. Imperial guns, even those in Namai that cannot handle a spear or a sword, may be able to use these. Indeed. You seem like a Lupin who knows a bargain when he sees one. We'll take them. Name your price. Enough gear to live comfortable for a decade or so should suffice. Have you lost your mind? Kurobana, Hayabusa, the village is in trouble. More of those creatures have appeared and they're ruining our paddies. What? Maybe borrow these weapons first and negotiate payment later. The village cannot wait. I hope you're not trying to trick me. We'll pay you later. You speak the truth, yes. If you are friends of Serenia, then you have my trust. I will receive payment once you are done. My thanks. Let us hurry back to the village. Please make sure they do pay me. I only lent them the weapons because you introduced them to me. In fact, let us both go to my Namai to make certain that this deal reaches a satisfactory conclusion. Here. Wow. Did I truly just do that? Adventurer, you will not believe this. Our very own Kurobana slayed these foul beasts. He is truly a natural with a rifle. It was as if I was watching a veteran hunter. I'm sure he is good enough to protect the village if he's equipped with the right gun. In time, he may even become just as effective as his brother. My instinct took control of me. I'm honestly not entirely sure what I just did. But perhaps you're right. With practice, I might be able to fill the role my brother used to serve. What are these creatures? Ah, merchant. Your weapons were exactly what we needed. The Pengo never stood a chance. I'm most glad to hear that you found my wares to your liking. Now, let us talk business by the Tenkonto. Talent with a rifle, I guess. You are saying that you cannot give me enough gil to live on for 10 years? Yes. In that case, why don't you try offering me something else of equal value? I fear that we may struggle to find anything you would consider to be worth that much in Namai. I risked my life to obtain these guns. It's only fair I receive something substantial for them. Could you allow us some time to think? If that is truly what you require? But pray tell me, just what are those? Well, they are persimmons. Are you not familiar with a feud? If I were to use those to make an orange dye, I could create a magnificent apron that is mine and mine alone. How about you trade me 100 persimmons for the weapons? Is that truly enough for you? Yes. Do you agree to my proposal? Well, yes, I suppose we do. Serenia, thank you oh so very much. These people have given me something of great value, and it was you who introduced them to me. I mean, he became a merchant because he wanted a special apron, and now he can make a special apron for himself. So I guess it works out. Now we had a plus sign here, but it's still nothing special. Maybe later. Until next time then. I am Ace, and don't get lost.